of true wisdom. James does not stop with question. He immediately challenges Jewish believers through telling that wisdom must be evident and showing in one life. It is not just an intellectual exercise, but it is more practical and observable. It's manifest in how we live in interest with others. Here, James emphasizes two key aspects of godly wisdom in these verses. Point A, good conduct. James asserts that wisdom is demonstrated by good conversation or good life. This implies that a person who possesses truly wisdom have a lifestyle that reflects righteousness and moral integrity. This conduct is not just about our action. It's done from a heart that is alike God's will. The way we can handle relationship with challenges and everyday desire should all reflect the wisdom we claim to have. Not only that, he said that point B, humility from wisdom. The second characteristic James highlight is humility. Humility is not self-criticism or thinking less of oneself, but rather an accurate understanding of one's position before God. Humility here is recognizing that truly wisdom comes from God and is not something we boast about. It's the opposite of arrogance or pride. In fact, pride is often associated with worldly wisdom, whereas humility is a hallmark of godly wisdom. In our life, we should evaluate our wisdom is compassion by humility. Do you use our knowledge to serve others, or do we evaluate yourself? True wisdom leads us to serve others with a gentle spirit, acknowledging that all we have come from God. These two characteristics is good conduct and humility are the evidence of true godly wisdom. We must know that this true godly wisdom is totally different from worldly wisdom. So for my point number 2, the contrast between worldly and godly wisdom, verses 14 to 16. James contrasts true godly wisdom with worldly wisdom. He wanted the characteristics of worldly wisdom are vastly different from those of wisdom come from God. It should be held to believer in understanding the distinction. James described the skill and outcome of worldly wisdom. These are beta nevi. Nevi is a deep state, resentment or jealous or what others have. Where is possessing touches or influences? When this nevi is bitter, it is not only strong but also murderous, leading to harmful thought and action. Such nevi create division and stray with relationship and communicative. Selfish ambition. This refers to a self-centered desires to achieve of one's own goal and to promote oneself at the expense of others. Selfish ambition drives people to serve over others, manipulate situations, and create friction. All for personal gain is rooted in pride and a desire for power of recognition. James is clear that such wisdom does not come down from heaven, but is early unspiritually and demonic, because it is rooted in value and principle of the world. Its wisdom comes from human nature apart from regeneration work of the spirit, and because of that, this is not spiritual. And lastly, James saying, kind of this wisdom is delicious, mean it is infused by Satan and force of evil. As we can see in Romans chapter 12, verses 2, in these verses, encourage believer to reject worldly thinking and be transformed by renewing their mind, which lies with seeking godly wisdom instead of worldly wisdom. We must remember that as a Christian, we seek godly wisdom, as we Christians, we must be alone in recognizing the presence of holy wisdom in our life. James warned that this path leads to destruction. Instead, we should reject envy and self-ambition, choosing instead to seek wisdom that is pure and selfless. So my point number 3. As we already discussed, the evidence of true godly wisdom and the difference between worldly and godly wisdom. Let us see what is the characteristic of true godly wisdom. Point number 3. The characteristic of true godly wisdom, verses 17 to 18. In this verses, James describes the nature and the characteristics of godly wisdom. Unlike worldly wisdom, which is defined by selfish ambition and results in disorder, godly wisdom is marked by virtues that reflect God's character. James lists 8 special attributes of this wisdom. There are purity showing a moral integrity and a heart that free from sinful motives and desire. It emphasizes holiness and the importance of having intention that align with God's will. Peaceable. We must seek peace. We must always build harmony and recognizing among people. Gentle. Gentleness impulse became concentrated, kind, and not hard or overly critical. It is a quality that allows a person who is dealing with others in a way that is caring and compassionate, easy to be encouraged. It means being open to reason or willing to listen. It reflects a teachable spirit, someone who is approachable and upstanding, full mercy of good fruits. Mercy is showing compassion and forgiveness to those in need, and good fruit refer to the positive outcome or action that reflects from this compassion. Without partiality, this means being impartial and treating all people fairly without favoritism or bias. Godly wisdom does not discriminate, but is just and fair in dealing with others. Without hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is pretending to be something we are not, or saying someone while doing another. Godly wisdom is sincere and generous, without pretend or disease. And lastly, the fruits of righteousness. James concludes by saying that the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. It means that living according to godly wisdom produces a harvest of righteousness, which is characterized by chastity, integrity, and goodness. This fruit growing best in a peaceful environment, cultivated by those who are committed to make peace. True godly wisdom is characterized by purity, peace, gentleness, reasonableness, mercy, good fruit, impartiality, and sincerity. These attitudes reflect the nature of God and lead to a life of produce the fruits of righteousness. Godly wisdom is not just about making good decisions. It's about living a life that reflects the characteristics of Christ and bring glory to God. Conclusion. In our words here, wisdom is often quite with power and self-promotion. James calls us to a different kind of wisdom, one that is humble, pure, and peaceable. True godly wisdom is not about what we know, but about how we lead interest with others. Are we driving by ugly self-centered wisdom, or are we living off the costly wisdom that is making it not just intellectual or theoretical? It is practical, visible, and transformative. It leads to live life that reflect God's character and bring glory to God. As we going out into the world, let us respond to this call by allowing the wisdom that comes from above to shape our action, work, and relationship, so that our lives might be a lived testimony to the power and purity of God's wisdom at work in us. May God bless each and every one of us. Thank you.